The beating heart of Enchanted is Giselle. Giselle is joy, Giselle is heart, and that is all because of Amy.
I feel very connected to the character. I remember just feeling in my soul, I think I'm Giselle.
The first Enchanted is so beloved. Now we get to tell a new story.
Let's start our new life. This film takes place 10 years after the first film. Pretty soon this whole place will feel like home, you'll see.
So they've moved to suburbia.
Robert! Congratulations!
And it all goes horribly wrong.
Oh no!
If this world is not to your liking, then you must change it.
So Giselle makes a wish and turns real life into a fairy tale world.
I wish.
Jumping jelly sticks.
It's time for a new adventure.
But, you know, be careful what you wish for.
Something is going on with her, and I want to know what.
We have a delicious new villain played by Maya Rudolph.
As a little girl, I wanted to be a princess, and then you grow up and you realize, ooh, the villain's really juicy.
Oh, Giselle, what have you done?
It's so much fun seeing a whole new side to Giselle.
Stepmother! It was really fun to explore a different part of her. I like to call it wicked. Wicked good.
People will love the songs and the dancing. This time, Adina and James are singing.
This film takes you on a wonderful, adventurous ride and really captures the magic of the original film. The original Enchanted was just such a unique journey. Oh! I remember auditioning and just feeling so connected to Giselle.
It was ambitious, going from the animated world into live action.
It was a witty, smart, clever movie.
Nobody's been very nice to me.
Welcome to New York.
Thank you. Seeing the impact that it had, not only on children, but also on families, it's just been a really magical part of my life. We had tossed around the idea of a sequel for years.
To revisit characters you play so many years later is actually fun.
I was just excited to sort of dive back into the world of Giselle, to see where she was, who she is, this many years later.
That's not an adventure, that's a landfill.
A land filled with adventure. It was wonderful to get to bring us all back together.
When we came out of the well, it was the first time we were all together.
All together? Yeah, that was cool.
We were there filming the scene where we reunite, and actually reuniting.
Nancy Edwards!
Robert!
Well, the elephant in the room is Adina's in the first movie and doesn't sing a note.
I was happy to be just hired as an actor, not for singing, but I'm happy I have a song now.
I think everyone's going to be very, very happy about that.
I wish for a fairy tale life, and it's all gone terribly wrong.
Or terribly right.
The making of the film was indeed a fabulous experience all around, yes. I mean, I got invited to a party that was already great, so being invited to the party was the exciting part, you know, especially when you know you get to see characters that you're already in love with, and then you get to play with them. That was the joy. But then on top of it, you know, discovering the costumes and the brilliant wigs and like everything that made us into the characters, and seeing and, you know, being on these incredible sets or walking through Monrolesia and feeling like, wow, I really am in a fairy tale was so fun.
The making of Disenchanted was an absolute, I hate to say dream come true, but because it sounds so cliche, but it really was. We were really fortunate to be in a beautiful place, Ireland, with such welcoming people. We had an amazing story to tell, and we had such skilled and inspired craftspeople working with us. I could just go on about the costumes, about the sets, like Maya said, our cast, the music. There was just so much to get invested in, and to do it in a place that really felt so magical was a real treat.
I'm gonna have to agree with Amy that the making of this film was a dream come true, as cliche as it is. It definitely changed my life. To be able to step into this world that was already so established, I mean, the Enchanted universe almost, was just so fun. Like, we really got to play. Like, every day just brought a new challenge, a new game almost, a new something to make larger than life. And I think just getting to work with this group of people that was so passionate and so invested and so excited, the cast, the crew, the entire team, you know, was just excited to be there. And I think that changes the entire experience when everyone is just so invested and so almost in love with the project.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It was magical.
Yeah.
Producing this film was a very unique experience for me because I've produced other things, but never something that I was involved with 10 years previous, or as it was 11 or something. So I had such a deep understanding of the characters and sort of where I saw their journey. So it was wonderful to get to contribute to where Giselle might be and what she might be feeling and what is her evolution. So that was something that I was grateful to be sort of on the at the starting line with, because I really got to help build Giselle and this world that we create in Disenchanted. Then also got to be a part of bringing wonderful talent together, Maya and Gabby, and Jema and Yvette, just really getting to be a part of putting a fabulous team together. That was a real gift and a real privilege for me.
I think the funniest part about playing a fairy tale character and a real world character is because, I think the funniest part about playing a character that is in the fairy tale world and is also in the real world, I think is almost the opposite of their demeanors. You know, my character Morgan, we see how funny and sarcastic and kind of teenager, you know, she's got the eye roll, she's got the sarcasm, and then all of a sudden she comes flying down the stairs one day and she is this twittering, chirpy mini Giselle.
She's the ingenue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's, Morgan never necessarily saw herself as that role in the story, and I think it's so interesting to step into completely different shoes while also having the essence of who you are inside, and I think it kind of gets to tell the story that not all ingenue princesses are necessarily the same, you know, it's not always the same chasing after the prince, or princesses can save the day, you know?
Well, I knew that the fairy tale version of Malvina could only go even further in its arch sort of insanity of being awful, like pushing it to the limit, and that was really fun, and also really fun knowing that there was a place to go even further. Was the excitement when we were playing the real world version. But for me, Malvina's real world version is so far from a real human being anyway, that it was exciting to know that you could lay the groundwork in the real world, knowing that it was going to get far more exaggerated, and that was the fun too of learning when we would find out what we were going to be wearing and what we would look like. You know, you start here to end here, and all of that was such a fun game to be a part of. You know,
well, playing Giselle has always been sort of a tightrope walk because we're playing someone who has to be really believable and earnest. And getting to play her with this sort of duplicity is really wonderful because, again, we're playing on an archetype, but we're able to, you know, we have such great resources in all of the previous Disney films that have been laid out before us, how it's almost like a map of archetypes, and you can choose different qualities and characteristics from all of them. So Giselle's sort of an amalgamation of a lot of different princesses, and as she turns, she becomes this mix of different villains. So it's wonderful to be able to dive into that lexicon of Disney classics and sort of find inspiration. And that's something I've always really enjoyed, is kind of sort of taking little pieces from different characters through history and getting. That's what's so fun about Enchanted, is it sort of has its own rule set, and it's really fun because it's almost like no rules, and it's so freeing. Yeah.
It's like a toolbox.
It is, yeah.
The wish I made last night, it came true.
What do you mean?
We have a fairy tale life.
Now streaming.
You just have to remember these moments because you're a part of them.
Experience the return.
How do I look?
To an enchanted world.
Jumping jelly sticks, we got magic?
It's all part of the adventure.
Disney's Disenchanted. Rated PG. Now streaming.